Okay, y'all. Just got back from seeing The Substance, the movie that everyone's been raving is the best horror movie this year. And I got one thing to say. What the f***? What's going on, my YouTubers, subscribers, horror movie fans? I hope you guys are having a great start to your week because a new horror movie is just about to leave theaters, and that is The Substance. And it's not going to be a traditional movie review like I usually do. That's why I got a different background, because we're just going to I'm talking about this shit. Spoilers and all. I'm talking about it. This movie. First of all, like I said, I usually hate going into movies just with high expectations. Just want to go into it and be like, okay, the movie good, great. I want it to just wow me. But I just heard from so many other of my movie reviewer fans and friends and peers. They're just like, this movie is something. It's great. But that ending. Oh, that ending. I'll say, like, for the first 80% of the movie, it is great. It is flawless. It is perfectly well done, perfectly well acted, very well shot. It's a differently stylistic movie. I had a great time with it. That was great. In the movie, I put it like this. It's like I said, 0 to 80% of the movie, great. Everyone could go see it. They're going to enjoy it. They're going to love it. It's going to be awesome. But I feel like when you get to that 81% in the movie, that's when it, like, branches off. Because it's like, you're going to have people that are going to be like, okay, the ending was, okay, it was different, but it was enjoyable. It was dry. I liked it. And the other half are going to be like, nope, that ending was just too bizarre, too weird, too gross. I hated it. I didn't like it. Me, I'm kind of like, I see both sides. I just walked out of the movie. I had a long walk to the parking lot to get to my car, and I was just thinking, like, yeah, I felt everything in that ending. I felt disgust. I felt confused. I felt grossed out. I felt pain. I felt fear. I felt everything. Whether that's good or not, I don't know. But I felt it all. Like I said, not going to be an in-depth review, more or less. Like I said, I'm going to talk about this movie, just talk about it like crazy, because shit, it was nuts. The Substance is in theaters. I think this is like the last day. It's really going to be in theaters, like, for the evening time. You're not going to be able to watch it unless you see, like, those early bird specials and shit. So let's talk about The Substance and why you need to watch it when it streams. Here we go. First of all, adding in the movie, Demi Moore, who's, like, one of the two people you really follow in this movie. I thought she was great. She doesn't say too much, like, in the first big half of this movie. The fact that she had to, like, emote in the thing she's going through, she had to express it through her face, through her body language. Correct it. It was great. She crushed it in that. Loved her. Opposite of her is Margaret Qualley. That's what you say her last name, I think. I thought that she was good too, in the fact that she didn't really say too much. There's not really a lot of dialogue in this movie. It's just the fact that the movie relies on good shots, good music, just good stylistic calls that you just kind of just like, I understand and know what people are thinking, what they're feeling, without them actually having to say words out their mouths. Good going, movie. Good God. I plot the movie more or less, like I said, the movie's called The Substance. So, of course, you gotta think like, oh, drugs, something, oh, drugs, like that. You got Demi Moore's character. Her name is Elisabeth Sparkle, and she just like, she was she an actress? Or she was like one of those, like, 80s workout moms, shit like that, had TV fame and all that. She crushed it. Life goes. She, got old and just went into obscurity. I still thought she looked beautiful. It's just one of those, like, yeah, people think I'm beautiful, but I don't think I'm beautiful, and that's what matters. The more or less, through a series of circumstances events, she ends up getting this thing called The Substance. It's this drug, but it's got some rules attached to it. It's kind of like, okay, well, I'm not going to tell you the rules. Shit, I'm not going to tell you that much. But what you need to know is that she gets this drug, The Substance, and she takes it, and it pretty much brings out, when I say brings it, who is texting me? Brings out, like, the better version of you in the literal sense. Like, a better version of you literally bursts out of you. And it's just like, when I don't want to spoil this part of the movie, it's kind of just like, you're better version of Demi Moore's character and shit. Elisabeth Sparkle, she lives her life, she does great, but like I said, there's rules to this shit. You have to switch every 7 days, otherwise, it's gonna be bad news bears. And, yeah, well, you figure it out. You figure it out. The real meat and potatoes in this whole thing, like I said, if we fast forward real quick, is the ending of the movie. Because, like I said, they have to switch every 7 days. But let's just say, like, there's a point in the movie where one of them doesn't switch for like a couple of months and shit. And it's like, oh, yeah, the repercussions for that were not good. So that leads to, like, the last 20 minutes of the movie. And that's where it's kind of just like the divide happens. Because now it's like, there's a lot of gross shit. Put it like this: there were moments in the movie where, like I said, I have not done one of these. Like, oh my God, I haven't done one of those in the movie. Like, not since like I think Terrifier 2. This movie was like, oh, you're giving Terrifier 3 of them for money. I see it. And I'm like bodily harm in people in general and shit. So let's just say like someone's teeth were literally falling out of their gums, and the cameraman was just like, oh, get a zoom in on that shit. Get a zoom in. Like, oh, a tooth came out, and then a fingernail came out. It was just like all the bodily harm that you could have to a person happened in the last 20 minutes of the movie. And that was like good shit. That's what I want to see in a horror movie. Then the movie does something that I had to say, like it flew too close to the sun, because as gross as shit was getting, you know, blood and pus and gross shit was happening, it was just kind of just like a point where it was like, okay, this is a little too much. Like, you had me, movie, but then it's like, you do too much, and I have to like, then I gotta move back. Still a good movie, but I'm just saying the ending of the movie is really just like, you're either gonna roll with it and be like, yeah, that's what I want in my horror movies. I like the gross shit. I want to feel the pain that this character's feeling. You're gonna be like, I don't like that gross shit, and it's just gross and nasty, and I hate it, and I'm not gonna recommend it to nobody. You're gonna follow one of those two categories. Only one of the two. Only one, two. And then Substance was a horror movie that I really had a great time with, honestly. A movie that I had, like, my expectations were in check, but everyone was praising the movie, and now I see why they praise it. I think the movie was great. The plot of the movie was really easy to follow. The intrigue is in the forefront in the movie. It's 2 hours long, but you don't really feel it. You really don't feel the 2 hour, 20 minutes until, like I said, the last 20 minutes of the movie. The last 20 minutes of the movie, you're going to be like, okay, we could have cut it, like, made it 2 hours and 10 minutes, or 2 hours and 5 minutes. We'd be in the pocket. That being said, I'm going to give this a very strong rating. I'm still going to say the Substance is definitely a very strong 9 out of 10, with definitely worth buying on digital and Blu-ray. Substance, especially in theater, you can see it whenever, see it before it leaves theater, see it when it streams. I definitely recommend this movie. It's definitely getting on the top 10 best. So that's good. That's great. Thank God. See you guys in the next video, and as always, subscribe. Until next time.